Thank you, everyone, for joining us on a new episode of Channel Orange. I'm your host, the Orange himself, LK the Sun Guy. I'm here with my esteemed colleagues, and we have a very, very special guest today. So I am here with CJ, Puffco Poppy. What are we puffing on today?
Today, we got the rum pie from Beazle. Shout out to Beazle. You know, Amber and the folks at Beazle always taking good care of us. You know, got the Terp Pearl spinning in there. And we also got some Spritzer from District Cannabis. Shout out to District Cannabis.
Oh, District Cannabis.
That good flower. Love the Spritzer. Nice daytime sativa kind of feeling thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've never seen you break it down before, so that was exciting. We got a daytime blend.
It's a daytime
That shit sounds amazing. You should write the paragraphs on the website.
If they pay me.
I always want to know who does that shit, because that should be lyrical. As a writer, I'm captivated. Like, what?
Yeah.
Sorry, that was beautiful.
Yes. But as you just heard her, for the first time, we have Whiskey in the City.
Hey, guys, hey. I'm Whiskey. This is fun.
We just started. That's great. Off to the races. So we have a slew of topics, but since we have a guest here today, we're going to discuss our topics first. Because you're a guest in the house. You know what I'm saying? You have to go to the refrigerator and get you something to drink.
Oh, so, no one did that, though.
The floor is yours.
You mean metaphorically? Because I don't
Metaphorically.
have anything to drink.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thirsty.
We can facilitate that.
No, I'm messing with you. No, this is really cool because I've just gotten over like a 4-year bitterness with like hating men, right? And I think we should be honest about when we're in those phases. So I've been honest about it. I've been processing it through art and stuff. And through that journey, CJ literally plays with me as I get this out of my system. But coming out of that phase and feeling like so good about myself as a woman and appreciating men and loving men again. I think the difficult part is learning that men don't really seem to like women anymore. And I don't mean that in a men are gay way. I mean it in a they would rather have their soulmates be their homies, and we are just receptacles for when they want to get their dicks wet.
Holy shit.
And I just find that, alarming. And I just wanted to hear from you guys, some divine masculines. What do y'all think about that?
Divine masculine. Okay.
I mean, I definitely understand your sentiment, and I've run into some of that before, but the actual statistics show that a lot of men don't have a lot of good male friendships either, which is sad.
Because you guys are terrible to each other. Like,
Wow.
Well, I think there's vulnerability is not really a thing. There are pockets of men who have very vulnerable friendships where they can emote. But then there are a lot of friendships where you just get roasted endlessly. Like, I had my old barber, he would just get roasted constantly and it was this whole back and forth the whole time. And I pulled him aside and I was like, that's not too much for you? And he was like, no, it's a lot. So it's like, if y'all don't like each other, how can we expect y'all to really like us?
Okay, I have a question. So when you say you've went through a stint where you hated men, now
I say that in hyperbole because it's just sexier to say it that way.
I know it's hyperbolic, but
Yeah.
what does that mean? What about us did you not click with?
So I'll say the deeper thing is that I'm big on healing. I'm big on doing the work to unfuck yourself so you can cause less damage in the world. And when I went on that journey and on my self-esteem, get my power back, stop being pressed over niggas, I had to do a lot of the work and realize that, I was only giving up my body in exchange for something from these men. And we were using each other, and it's toxic. And when you try to root up trauma, you go through the phases of it. And one of the phases was just being angry of how I was taken advantage of in these situations, and being angry about how men don't court anymore. They don't see you anymore. I had one boyfriend who was like, I withhold compliments because you don't want to boost a woman's head up to, and I'm like, we're in a relationship. We're on the same team. So you would be helping the team. So I went through this period of being resentful about all the crap I've taken in relationships and taken from men. And it it turned into me doing my inner work. But for the first 4 years, I just, didn't like you guys.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad you got out of that phase.
I'm back.
It's been
back.
CJ's like, wait, this was recent. We've been playing.
Jesus.
I played for you for 3 years.
We were on the ropes there for a second for 4
You had us
years.
in the first half. You had us in
You
the
had
first
us
half.
in it for Oh shit.
But
You were one of the catalysts for bringing me back because you going through your journey. It's been like really cool to watch, and I'm like, okay, like this is good.
anything is possible. If I can get my shit together, anyone
Right,
can.
and that's
Trust
what
me.
I was thinking. I was like, there's hope.
Yeah, I don't even take offense to that.
If you was in the trenches, you was in the trenches. Ain't no way to sugarcoat it.
I mean, hey. So let me ask you this: what have you learned from your experiences with past suitors?
I have a question for you.
Oh,
too,
what's up?
But how does it make you feel to hear a woman say that she went through a phase of hating men and being honest about it?
It's
Not surprising.
I'm not going to say it wasn't surprising, but it's definitely a polarizing topic
Yeah.
in recent climate, especially on Twitter. There's women who despise us as a gender, like just
Yeah.
just as a
flat
whole,
out.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's why I kind of wanted to get more details and more information on your interactions, not to like validate them, but I actually wanted to hear from a trusted source, like some elements that weren't elementing.
It's for me, it's a very layered thing and it's a very deep thing, and there's even spiritual elements to it, but I'll try to be concise. Like on the larger scale, I feel like it's mimicking, especially like black on black relationships, it's mimicking white supremacy, the way we treat each other, the way we've taken abuse and honed it for our own community. It's like it's anti-intellectual to me, because we would have so much more power if people saw that black women are educated and they're doing this and they're ahead of black men. That's what media is saying, and that's how we word it. But if we're your counterpart and we're supposed to partner together, we're here. Imagine where we could bring you and we're all on the same team. Like, so it's like, what's the nerdy like anime? This isn't even my final form. Like this isn't our final form. Like black women aren't the final form if we teamed up. So it's frustrating to me on the collective level, but individually, just the callousness that you encounter with men. And I know, just to like reference the Bible, that this is the history of men. It's how they are, and we have to combat with that. But a nigga will sleep around and trash and do whatever he wants, and then gets it together for the woman he wants. And that is a historical fact, like the Rachel and Leah story in the Bible. That's a thing that happens, and I hate it. I hate the way men think sometimes, how they just gonna push a boundary until you set one. Like, it's just certain things about the way that men think and how y'all go through stuff. It just is annoying. And the way that that a man will ride it out forever, and it becomes emotional abuse and damage, and then he'll just start being a little more mean to you because he don't feel like breaking up. And it's like all these things, like, men are warlocks. Y'all really be out here manipulating, casting spells, the whole like future saying, oh, you ain't even gotta like do anything for real. If a woman likes you enough, she'll make up your whole personality and fall in love. Like, niggas are diabolical, and I just had to accept it because y'all don't go to war anymore. So because y'all not going out and killing niggas, y'all launching a whole diabolical war against women. And yeah, I quit.
You know what? Just for that diatribe alone, boy,
I don't think I've ever been called a warlock before.
we are warlocks.
Y'all are warlocks. It's spiritual warfare out
We're
here.
warlocks.
And I say that to women. I'm very verbose because I'm a poet. But that's what I write about. It's witchcraft. We all need to like stop doing the manipulative shit, show up authentic, and see who aligns. It's pretty simple. But niggas are like, I can't get my dick wet doing that, so I'm gonna keep doing it the way where I get my dick wet.
So I have a question. I have a question. Hold on. Do you think, okay, let me phrase it a different way. What does the term emotional intelligence mean to you?
Emotional intelligence, side note, I believe men are very emotionally intelligent.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I think they use it for evil. I think y'all use it to get what y'all want. And that's the thing. We act like men are stupid. It's like, no, he's just not telling you. When you sit and talk to men, the things they observe, like, men are very emotionally intelligent. It's about being attuned to what's going on in the room. It's about, like, being able to read someone's energy, basically, just to like make it succinct. It's being able to read the energy in the room. And it's also knowing, and this sounds crazy, but we all do it. It's knowing the right thing to say and saying it, right? And I feel like that's how men woo. Y'all always know the right thing to say. There's no emotion attached to it, though, but you know the right thing to say because you're feeling her emotions, but it's not your emotions. You're just distracted, and then it becomes a logical thought, and you're like, oh, the logical thing to say to hit her in the right emotion is this. Meanwhile, you're not. It's not tied to your emotions. You don't care. I know. It's right because CJ's face. So it's like niggas know how to act like they care for you, and to them that's caring for you, but to us, it's actually like frightening. And some part of it is true. That is you caring, doing the right thing consistently like a job with no emotion attached. But that shit is frightening. Like, you guys are warlocks.
A lot of you guys, man.
We're getting fucked up right now.
Yeah, like,
it's crazy.
I told you I was going to choose violence. I'm doing it out of a place of love because I think it's fascinating. I think getting over my bitterness and studying men and falling in love with men again, I got to like respect how y'all think and how y'all are.
Yes.
Oh no, but my foot is on your neck. No, it's not off some pick me. I don't want to be with y'all. I think all women should decenter men, all of that. But I love y'all.
It is.
I love you while the gun's still smoking.
Yeah, this form of love is confusing. It's very confusing.
It's the kind of love where, you know, the horse has run all its races. It's time to take him out back.
Oh, my God.
Jesus, give us the Biden treatment out here, bro.
She's going to turn us into glue. She's going to turn us into glue. That's what she wants.
No. I'm kidding.
Okay.
I think it's one of those, like, we just need a break. Y'all heal. And it will be over here. And if it aligns, it aligns. But we cannot do the whole coddling. Oh, my God, please love me, choose me. Because y'all going to be like, yes, I choose you and her and her and her and her.
So what are some characteristics of an unhealed man?
Ooh, characteristics of an unhealed man is lack of integrity. Not understanding how you show up one place is how you show up another. They should align, that you should be the same person in every environment, that you should stand for something. I'm still breaking down integrity. And the lying, like men are kind of like socialized that lying is okay. And especially when you get into wanting to be in protector energy, the logic is I'm protecting you, so I'm telling you the lie and I'm saving everything. And it's like, no, you're lying. And that shows a lack of integrity. Lack of integrity is one of the bigger ones. What was the question again?
What are some characteristics of an unhealed man?
Oh, yeah. Lack of accountability, like defensiveness when he does something wrong. And it's tied to like a shame around not being perfect and feeling like, you know, the rejection of not being perfect or good enough for someone. But it's like, you're not doing the right thing, and you won't hold yourself accountable and say, I didn't do the right thing, I'm going to apologize. Signs of an unhealed person, they it's called limerence. They fantasize a lot. The addiction to porn, you following all these bitches who don't follow you back, and you looking at their pages lusting every day. Like, you don't see women as women, you see them as objects, as something that you desire, and then you start to have all these emotions surrounding it. Like, I'm angry that she won't talk to me. I'm angry that these women are with these men. Like, all of that is tied to limerence, where you're fantasizing about your life instead of living it. And I think a lot of men, because they don't say it, we act like we don't know, but a lot of men fantasize a lot. They live in their heads. And they kind of create their lives around this fantasy. And it's like, that's a sign of being unhealed. You're supposed to be present. You're supposed to be doing shit. A sign of unhealed men who don't want to work. Men who don't want to work hard. They don't want to, the ones who are like waiting, homosexuals essentially. Like, I'm just trying to live with somebody and, you know, give her some good dick while she pays for everything, cooks for me, sucks my dick. Like, it's not an even exchange. So men who are not looking to work for what they get, not understand why they're working. And I'll say some men who are caught up in the whole, the white man is bringing me down. It's like, no shit. Like, the white men have screwed themselves. We all screwed. So you have to be a free thinker and figure out how you're going to live this life. So the men who are stuck in that victim mindset, I would say. I have a lot of thoughts and feelings.
So what are some characteristics of an unhealed woman?
Of an unhealed woman, I don't really talk. No, there are none. There are none. I would say stalking, clinginess, manipulation, just kind of that. We have that. No, because it's how our limerence works, and it's how
y'all go straight to crazy. There you go. Shit.
Well, and that's another thing. An unhealed woman is not regulate in her emotions, and that's something I had to teach myself. And even like
emotionally
in
intelligent.
arguments with men, you have to, if you want to get through to him logically, sometimes you have to curb the tears, even if you need to like go in another room and have a hysterical fit. But like, niggas either get the "why are you crying," or they're so discombobulated about it they can't have the conversation.
But,
and sometimes we turn that into emotional manipulation.
I do appreciate
that
you
is
saying you have to like collect yourself before you, because niggas don't understand. I just feel like, like, what are you talking about right now? That's why we end up looking at y'all crazy when y'all just start crying out of nowhere.
And it's
like,
annoying because to us, it's like you narcissistic, lack of empathy, like no good. But then when you get out of your feelings and you have to think about from how men think, which is just not like us, and especially in these situations. And I think that on some level,
I can't take up for the men here. I do understand that a lot of women are healed. But a lot of women are...
We're all healing. Nobody's healed unless you died. Like, healing.
And a lot of women are like emotional ticking time bombs where like you have to figure out how to diffuse this thing without it flipping out or crying. So
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying the opposite. I said that is a sign that you are early in the healing process. Maybe you have some principles, but you haven't implemented the tools, because emotional regulation is something that I think is a major struggle for women, just because of how we've been socialized. And that's how we kind of, that's where our power comes from, really. And we do have a history of like being able to emotionally manipulate. And when I realized that, you know, I felt bad about it. Like, that is an unhealed thing. So the whole thing is that you're being better toward humanity. So even that includes niggas.
Hey, Slim. She just got some new way. This episode title is "Niggas Ain't Shit."
No, it's "Niggas Are Recycling." That's what I always say.
Oh my God!
You can reduce, reuse, recycle. But whenever I say this stuff, I mean the exact same stuff about women.
Okay.
The exact same thing. Like, we're all in this damaging kind of like fuck around culture, and we're all trying to heal from that. We all have this past. We've all contributed to community damage. So I definitely have. So I can't, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I told you I love y'all now. Y'all just, you know, foot on your neck. But you didn't answer my question, because the question is like, do you think it's true that men don't enjoy, I'll make it very concise, men don't enjoy the company of women?
I need some more
Do you have female friends?
Sure.
How many? Ballpark.
A few. I can't really count, but a few.
Okay. How often do y'all hang out?
Not that often.
Have you ever had sex with them?
No.
Okay. And you don't hang out often? Why not?
Just timing.
Do you reach out to them frequently?
For sure. I reach out to all
What
my
do you
friends.
get out of their friendship?
What
That's
do I-
specific to them being your women friends.
A different perspective than you get from males, because we are so unhealed in Warlocks. So I would like to talk to different spellcasters from the different gender about certain subjects.
Okay, so to get advice to things from the different perspective.
Yeah, it's good to have a different perspective, especially from a different gender with somebody who's probably not going to have an agenda.
How about you? Well, I know your answer. I know you have women friends.
I do.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. You
do,
know
Your
what
Honor.
it is? Okay. No, because this is a good thing too. And I think this is why the conversation doesn't go further, because it's partially guy code and it's partially how men compartmentalize and be like, me and my friends don't think like that, therefore no one does. But you know, you've heard men talking about this in the way they talk about women, or just listen to a rap song. It's giving men don't like women. We are seen as a very specific thing. Like, you can get the sexual attention all day, but do a nigga want to hear you talk? Absolutely not.
I agree with that, but I also agree, especially if you're talking about like hip hop culture, some of that is perpetuated by women, because a lot of the women in hip hop culture are only talking about being sexualized, like they're sexualizing themselves.
What are you talking about? Hip hop culture has the most respect for women.
First of all, if Cardi B
emphasis.
was like, if Cardi B did UNITY during present day, no one would listen to her ever again. They would be like, what is she trying to do? What is this conscious? They fall into a bigger system of capitalism, but we cannot pretend that it's not a male-dominated industry, and that it's been like 30, 40 years of niggas making us bend over and bringing the light-skinned one to the front and calling us hoes and bitches and making us twerk to it. So that's like 40-something years of brainwashing. So when the women rappers finally get there, of course, that's what they're going to do. That's what the culture is.
I'm glad you said that too. Can we talk about dudes that refer to women as females? Like, can we talk
No,
about that?
I love it. Please call me a female so I know who you are and what you stand for.
Because I just be cringing every time I hear it.
Okay. So, I'm sorry. Can we hear this from a woman, please?
What?
What is the discourse around the term or word female?
Here's the discourse. You have to pay attention to how people speak.
Okay.
And if you're referring to men as men and then you say females, it's like men specific to humanity. Female is just like, this is a vagina specimen. So
Okay.
it's like a subconscious thing in your mind where you see men as the humanity in it, and because you're it, but something that's not like you, you reduce it to female. So if I hear people say male and then they refer to female, I'm cool, because that's how you speak. Your language is on the same level. But I notice that a lot of men are like, men, female, or unsolicited, they be like, when females be, and when they take on that.
Yeah, and that was my part of the argument too. The only reason it throws me off is because, like, when you work in politics, especially, language is very important. and
Language
precise.
is important.
Yeah, so it's like that's a deliberate choice you're making every time you do that, where it's just like men, and then I feel like the most natural response would be women, right? Men and women. So to say females, like, you went out of your way to do, like, why? Like,
And it means
like,
that's how you think in your mind.
Yeah.
I didn't know when it started. I didn't know when it started getting like canceled. I mean, not canceled, but a derogatory term. But I was
It's
like,
always
what?
been. We just started speaking up about it.
Oh, okay.
And then especially it just became more known as after the Kevin Samuel stuff and more black men and women had started debating in more public forums. It's just been something that we point out now, because it's like, other people don't do this or refer and say men and then say female. And it's something deeper psychologically that you're thinking of, like, yes, humanity, and then, vagina.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like that's the biggest tell for like where you're talking about initially. It's like if a nigga might hate women, that's the first tell for me. It was just like, you all right?
And that's why I almost don't want to say that it's a bad thing.
All women as females. It's like, are you? Do you realize you're scaring the hoes, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I need you to have some self-awareness.
I mean, you don't have to say the word. You have to like. You have to like say the word like female.
It's terminology.
Female.
It's slang.
It's weird. It doesn't even roll off the tongue.
CJ said you can't call bitches female. That's literally what you just. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's perfectly fine. She's crazy.
Anyway.
Okay.
Anyway. So, yeah, CJ was saying that it is a thing. And then, like, I know we like to say that the internet is, like, it's your algorithm because you engage in this content. That's what pops up. But this is not the core population. But the way it, like, seeps into the schools, like, I got to deal with this with my middle school and high school children. And they have to listen to these diatribes about how, like, girls are just terrible or specific to the race, like white girls are better and all this other stuff. So there's like, we are in a weird phase where men dislike women, and the counteract that women are pretending like we hate men, but we're really just like so sad and, you know, wanting to be loved, but y'all don't seem to be offering that. So
I mean, it feels like it's just a big cycle of trauma because the dudes that I know that have kind of been on that problematic side, it's always a story where they've been done horrifically dirty by some woman, and they just hold that against the whole species.
Yeah.
And it's just like, are you? You know, that you could move on. It might have just been that person. And they're just like, nope.
Something bad happened, and then he became James Bond.
Yeah, there's a supervillain arc.
Yeah, it's just a supervillain arc.
If somebody comes to his room at night and whispers female over and over again.
Oh, my God.
Until he just wakes up
like Kendrick Lamar, like top of the morning.
Top of the morning.
Man, that's just on that.
Yeah, that's what happens. Drake comes into your room and whispers female.
I feel like men and women both suffer, like you said, a cycle of trauma, and they wield it and throw it at each other, and you know, it's kind of like, what do we do?
That's why I stopped hating men, because I came to the realization is that you all are you're processing the same trauma differently because you're different. And I had to come to terms with that. Like, oh, it's just the way that they think and the way that they've been socialized. Plus what they have to, when they root it up, it's going to look different. So it gave me a lot of it made me have a lot of compassion and to ease up, because I realized this is just a trauma response. Because if you are a warrior and you're taught you go hunt and this is what you do, and you either survive and you win or you don't, it's very like black and white. So it's like, okay, we didn't have to hunt anymore. We didn't have to chase. Women just started coming to us. This is great. Now all we have to do is this, this, and this. And then women started being like, no, we want you to feel it more. We want more humanity from you. We want more of your human connectedness. And you're like, for hundreds of years, we've silently killed shit and brought it to you. And we got to be left alone. We got access to holes and we got to be left alone. And then it's like the thing in the black community is where we've trauma bonded because of our years of enslavement. So there is emotion there, but there's also like this weird resentment. And it's like we just can't get it together. And I feel like it's harsher with men because it comes off as narcissism, and with women it comes off as we're the empaths. But if you look at it like they're both sides of the same coin, and a lot of the side effects are the same. So I just think we're in a rough patch, and my foot is on niggas' necks.
So what do you think has to happen to improve male and female relations going forward? Because if we had to repopulate the planet right now, it wouldn't go that.
I think we'd be fine. Women are still getting pregnant. We're still having babies. Because
the love angle,
coercive reproduction is a thing. But And we weren't calling it that. It was just real sexy when the nigga's like, I'm gonna get you pregnant. You're like, oh my gosh. And then it's like, wait, this nigga's trying to get me pregnant.
Yeah, he was serious. he was dead ass.
We didn't know. We were just like, oh, that's just like, oh. Yeah, so because we still have these dynamics where, yeah, population will be fine. I think as far as getting along, that's the tougher part. Because I think, I think everyone has to sacrifice something. And if you meet in romantic relationship, I think men are going to have to give women what they want. And I think right now, see, men are in war mode as if we're the opponent. So y'all are like, never. But it's really like we're on the same team. So we have to align and people have to make sacrifices.
Let me ask you a question. What do women want?
Okay. I should say the thing that healing women want.
Damn it. Almost had it. Oh, damn it. We almost had the answer. We almost had it, CJ.
No, I see what the culture is. It's not great.
We almost had the answer. She swerved out. She saw she the double tween cross, got the
Euro
fuck
stepped
up
out of that. Euro stepped that joint.
Bruh.
Almost.
Oh, damn it.
You're right there.
You know what? I'll be even more technical so as not to get myself in trouble. What I would want and what the women that my art speaks to, what we want is to be able to rest and trust in the leadership of men. And that full leadership is rooted in love and in protection and in care. So, and I think when we talk about protection, that men think is like external things like white supremacy, whatever. But no, it's protecting me from the worst of you. It's protecting me from that part of you that just fucking hates me sometimes and you don't want to do it and you want to be resentful and lash out and be a cloud over the whole household or disappear and leave your kids and start a new life. Like tap into that parts of you that can just love and lead out of a sense of duty that's rooted in love. And, you know, that will require men to be softer with us, to start seeing us as humans, to bring back protection to women you don't think are cute, to give that masculine energy, change the spare tire of a woman you are not sexually attracted to, just that collective community, like, take care of us. And once we start to feel that safety again, I think that you'll see the purpose of women and how we take what is given to us and we multiply it. So I think that it starts with men.
Okay. CJ, yeah. Puffco, any notes?
Any notes? I don't have
Papa Diddy Pop.
Is there a specific question or like just
just you know, in general.
In general, I don't have anything to add. I mean, it's funny that you're asking her like she's the president of love. She's like, how do we improve relations between?
Hey man, that's
Right.
hey, somebody has the answer. You know what I'm saying?
I could have been like ecstasy.
Hey,
I mean,
hey.
If everyone took a Molly before,
If we go to the club,
after they left work every day.
if we go to the club and you be like, hey, this will make this party. You know how this party's cool now, but it'll be super dope.
Oh, you know
right
what? You know what else I think would help? This is going to be my controversial statement.
Oh shit.
But
Okay.
I think we should all practice celibacy and shut down porn.
That's a hard sell. That's a hard sell.
Yeah.
That's a hard sell.
Oh, it would erupt in violence at first.
Hey, that's a hard sell. I don't. Oh shit. What?
I'm sorry. Married couples would be able to have sex, obviously.
Whoa,
But
wait
I
a
think-
minute. So
yeah.
just single
Whoa,
niggas.
that's
Yeah.
even a harder sell.
Like,
Yeah.
so I just got to take the elbow.
Yes.
My married friends is
Yes. When you stop
What?
giving your dick around, you start to respect yourself more. It becomes a part of it, and then you start to
That's true, but we
really
can't-
interact with women before you choose them.
Look, I even kind of agree with you, but you can't mandate it like it's the Republican Party and like, you know what I'm saying? Some people like,
they've been mandating women's bodies forever, so I
shit.
guess I'm talking about if women were in charge. This is what we would do. Yeah.
Reversal.
What is it? What is it? Medical guy.
Hit me with the trap card. Hit with the Uno reverse. Slap that bitch right on
Sucker
the table.
punch, nigga.
Yeah,
Sucker punch.
Priority sucker punch.
Priority sucker-
Critical hit.
No, that's upper hand. That's upper hand. All the fighting types know that. They know upper hand. I don't use it though. But,
I mean, medical castration for all singles. But you know what it would do? Men would start looking for women that they actually loved and cared for and wanted to root down and have sex. Oh, and then affairs would be maybe like a prison offense, a felony.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's how you
fair.
get...
You go to jail for cheating.
It's gonna be hella people.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And it would
Ain't
be a
nobody
bunch of
trying to go to
other.
jail.
It'd be a
Fucking
bunch of
police
other niggas tied to the duty of what it is to be in your family and be a man and take care and you find love there. It feels good. It's a different type of good than watching porn every day and sleeping with bitches, but it's the kind of good we're supposed to be experiences. Everything else is a distraction. This is a distraction from you enjoying what it would be to enjoy some good pussy that you signed up for life and don't want to cheat on because you got something good there. And you just want to love on that person and y'all grow and become powerful. Like, it's simple, but those dicks.
I mean, I agree with you. I just
Get
like
you every time.
I don't know if we want to police it.
Of course you don't want to be policed. But as a woman who's been policed again.
This forced marriage.
But you see how absurd it is to police something like that, even if it's
it
for
is.
the good. Yeah.
It is. That's my point.
Yeah.
Dumb all around. But
So that's why it
Okay.
starts with men, because we're the ones whose bodies are being policed and y'all out here making the rules, running it. So y'all would have to be the ones to give us what we want.
Okay. I see this. I see the Warlock party. If this was like a presidential campaign, the Warlock party.
I'm worried that you took Warlock as a compliment because you keep mentioning it. Like somebody going to change his handle.
That's definitely the title of today's episode, Warlock.
It should be.
With
It
the
should
Warlocks.
be. Because when you
Warlocks.
when you dabble into all that, there's one thing to be flirty and show up as your best self. But if you in the barbershop talking about, if you text her and then don't text her for days, she'll be pressed over you, and then like her friend post, and she going to see, like all that stuff is
Those are just
Warlock
fuckboys.
shit.
Like, that's
Yeah,
not
that-
the whole demographic. I'm
Yeah,
tired of
that's
being
not
lumped in
every-
with the whole goddamn.
She's throwing
generation of
a
fuckboys.
grenade. Y'all.
I've caught so many straight
Y'all.
bullets for other niggas fucking
Y'all.
Yeah, it
We
is.
are not a
No, but let me
monolith.
tell you,
We're
it
not
is.
a monolith.
It is F boys, but it's also a group of men who think that they're nice guys and they're not like F boys, and they have the same tactics. They're just more subtle about them, and they have the same thought processes. It's just like a little more like respect for, just a smidge more respect for women. So they see themselves as different, but it's all the same. So it's not just F boys who are using these tactics. It's the collective, bro. It's a critical mass. That's why I'm like, talk
Right.
to your friends then.
What-
It would
what-
be y'all.
What percentage of guys do you think are a piece of shit?
Hey, I was there.
I don't. The phrasing of that is off to me. To me,
Okay.
it was like
What percentage of guys
have
ain't shit?
have these tendencies present as P, because it's not what they are. It's just how they've been socialized. 85%. 85%. I'm gonna stand 10. You see these toes? I'm standing 10 toes down. 85%. And when I say that knowing that a healing wave is coming over men right now, and I think more men are going to be raised up to get out of these habits. But right now, the numbers are stark. Yeah, laugh. How you think we'd be laughing? We'd be crying.
Oh, Slim.
All right. So what about for women? What would that number be for women?
Okay. Let's go. Oh, no.
I'm just asking the question.
Oh. No.
I say 65%, and those numbers are growing rapidly, because what you don't know, women who are healing and coming out of toxicity have influence. Women have a lot of influence, so the word is spreading like a lot further. Like, we're not doing this shit anymore. Spread the word. So I think the numbers are up and up for women. Trust me, I've been on this women thing for a while, and then I start hanging out with you. And then and my other guy friends, and I start hearing their stories, and I was like, oh no. I was like, I gotta rewrite some poems.
Do you know some of the people that I've
No,
I could break out some stories.
learning the stories.
65, dog. Whoa.
Well, and within those numbers are women aren't allowed to be a piece of shit because a lot of us are in emotionally abusive and physically abusive relationships. So we don't even get to have these tendencies. And sometimes it's a reaction to the abuse that you're in. But I'm saying a lot of women are in oppressed situations in their marriages, and they stay and they just take care of the kids and like keep the status quo. So that's, also included in that category because they're not allowed to be a piece of shit. You don't have the luxury of being a piece of shit when you're oppressed. So I think a lot of women are just in these oppressive. So the numbers are higher for men because you guys are in a position of power. Does that make sense?
Yes. Okay.
I think when you start talking about like men being unhealed and what they need to work on, especially as a woman, men take it so personally and they're like, oh, here they are on us again. And I'm like, yeah. You should feel challenged by that. You should want to, be like, what is it? Because that's the thing that helped me heal is like, I had a POS ex who was like, black women have low self-esteem. And then when I realized he was benefiting off my low self-esteem, like, you stay here rent-free, bro. Like,
oh, shit.
You want me to have low self-esteem.
Oh,
that man
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little projection, talking out loud.
Yeah.
I was like, you gave me the cheat code.
Right. He was like, wait a minute. Nigga, get out. Like, what the fuck? Like,
and it was so funny because it kept unraveling. And the more I worked on, like, oh, I don't deserve this, I should do this, I was like, what? He's not contributing to the high self-esteem thing. I think that men with high self-esteem, y'all like the challenge. So why not like do the work to use your emotional intelligence for good and just find like a couple women that you like and spend some time with them and get to know them as people and try to build from there and then weed them down from there. But niggas are like, but I can dip my dick in like 8 more women. Or I can build with this one woman and then because it's in my animalistic nature, I can just cheat. And it's like, we're supposed to fight our animalistic nature. That's how this works.
I mean, women also cheat and have side pieces and
absolutely because
might have invented it.
Yeah, but I say we're
not invented it, just better at it.
Yeah, better, much better at it. Like,
way better at
yeah,
it.
Like
so, absolutely better.
Like y'all got rosters too. It's not. Oh, that's not a one-sided street.
Yeah, that's a side effect of what has happened to us in our relationships, and it's turned into that tit for tat war against each other, where it's just like, oh, you got hoes, nigga, I'm gonna get hoes too, and it's just like, just leave them. We should have just been leaving niggas instead of doing this. So I really, I acknowledge that there's some that women cheat as well. We're all just kind of over sexualized, which is why we should have the mandated. Celibacy.
In band porn.
Jesus
Republican
Christ.
Party's already started on that one.
I mean, porn is an addiction.
Huh?
And no matter what addiction you have, there are traits that come with it. And that's my theory on like why people keep saying men are narcissists. Like I heard this video essayist, she had a really good point. She was like, well, they're addicts. So you're walking around with this secret life where you're all deep into this and then you have to show up.
Slim.
And it may not be a secret because y'all have kind of normalized it, but it is creepy. And I know because y'all be tweeting about like, oh, how you slam the laptop shut when you're done. Ashamed of yourself. It's a shameful thing. It's weird if you think about it. We watch other people. That's weird. It's weird. It's weird. Okay. On paper.
It's
like not descriptive, but just saying this is, if they look in the history book, they're like humans used to watch other humans meet.
Imagine what it was like back in the day before the internet. Motherfuckers had magazines.
Niggas definitely had magazines.
You had to crank it in shame to a magazine and hide the goddamn magazine.
You know what picture's coming next. You've seen that magazine enough
That's what
times.
I'm saying.
You know what's coming next. Oh my God, it's my favorite picture of all time.
Page 43, baby.
43's coming.
Even then, before it's like black and white. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like in the history, but it had to be a struggle back in the day. I know this is.
Oh man.
No, and that's the thing. I was like, this society, we men get to run society, so of course y'all being visual. Everything is visual, and y'all have set everything up to benefit y'all, including like this is so funny. People are so mad about the feminist movement and the sexual empowerment. It's like niggas weren't behind that because y'all really get to benefit from us in the sexual empowerment.
I'm with you on that. I hate when niggas are like
niggas turn into feminists.
Women, I'm just like, you don't want to see women wearing what they want. Like, what are you talking about, bro? You want a Puritan out this bitch? Like, what are you trying to like? I don't understand the argument. Yeah, where it's just like, I don't want women to feel empowered or free. Like, to what end, nigga? Like, what kind of Handmaid's Tale shit are you on, dog? Like, just be normal. God damn, man. It'd be some weird, lonely dudes.
See, and you know it. You said it. And that is becoming the majority.
I still will push back on majority. It's a lot. It's a concerning amount, but
no, it's
I don't know about majority.
You are not intimate with men, so you don't know where it comes out because you'll be with a nigga for 3 years.
We don't know that,
right? Oh well, I assume. I'm sorry. You're right. You're right.
This is.
I assume
everybody's free to do
CJ.
whatever they want. Everybody.
No, absolutely. I know CJ, so I know not him.
Okay,
so
okay. I know CJ
so that's
too,
for
boo.
you. Are you?
You don't really know everybody.
But do we know? So I didn't mean to offend you.
No,
Okay.
I'm fine. No, I'm fine.
In intimacy with men, you find out how they think over a long period of time, and you could get to like a marriage with somebody, and some misogynist like thought process will come out, and you'll be like, "Whoa!" and you'll realize how it's tied to how things have been, but you thought it was one way when the nigga was really on some.
You know, y'all manipulate us too, right?
Absolutely. People manipulate each other. I hold men to a higher esteem about it because it does so much damage. Because if you're at the top of the food chain, it trickles down. So you do all this playing games and stuff. You damage women. You damage the community of people who are raising the children. You damage the children and future generations. So I put a lot of the onus for that on men. Like when I like men who don't let me manipulate, it's subconscious for me to do it because that's how women are socialized. And even I really try. That's why I'm so authentic. And I don't want to manipulate. But I had a boyfriend who was like, what are you doing? And you're just like, cool, you right.
You said you don't like men who let you manipulate them?
Right. And I want to clarify the difference between manipulation and influence, because women in feminine energy, that is influence, and that's a good thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where you was going with it.
That's very insightful. We're here. We're here.
Yeah, I see. I've had resistance in relationships with men who resist my feminine energy because they respond to it as if they're being manipulated, and it's like, no, I'm just charming you. I'm just like trying to get what I want right now, and I'm being cute and flirty, and we're having a thing.
When you say resist your feminine energy, how does one resist it?
Like, you resist it by not responding to it. Like if you're in a relationship with a person or you have a flirtation or whatever, there's a way that you look at them in a flirty way and they respond to you. They give you that same energy, or, you know, a man will like react to it in a way that's very like you can tell it's like the masculine feminine exchange. And resist it means deadpan face or look away or say a negging comment or something. So it's like, here I am trying to be cute and flirty and like doing something, and you're like, oh, well, you shouldn't do that or something, or change the subject. Like you don't respond to it. It's supposed to be an exchange. So it's like, and it's a defensiveness about trusting women, basically. It's like, what is your angle? Where are you at? It's like, nigga, you just fine, and we're in a relationship, and I want to flirt right now, and you don't have to earn it. It's just what I want to do. So but I used to date some real hard hood niggas, so they weren't smiling a lot.
There it is.
If you let them talk long enough, they'll tell you everything you need to know.
Well, plot twist, there's a lot of hood niggas out there.
Oh.
And they run the culture, so there's a lot of men cosplaying as those men.
Oh, shit.
So...
Oh, shit, we got the truth. We get the truth. We cracked the code, CJ. Oh, my God, we cracked the code. We cracked the code. We know. Now we know.
You always go get the truth.
Oh, yes. Oh, man. That was exhilarating.
Not exhilarating.
Yes, it was. But now we will take a quick commercial break. We'll be back in a second. All right. I'm back. So, do you still hate niggas? I was just wondering if we wanted to start it back up with
How
that.
does the energy feel?
I was just playing.
How does the energy feel? Do you feel hated right now?
No, I feel great.
So shut the... No, I'm kidding.
I feel appreciated. I feel seen. Do you feel...
Well, we just had a conversation offline.
Misrepresented. He feels so misrepresented.
This is a bad segue because we just had a conversation offline that I think annoyed you.
I'm good.
He said, I'm good.
My positions have been stated.
So, are there any more topics you would like to get off your chest? Our special guest today.
No, I think that what I want to ask y'all. No, I think I might be done. Okay. Yeah.
That was great. But now we have to get into our more nerdy topics now.
Yeah. Do I get to leave? Or I'll hang out.
You hang out? I mean, it's going to be a lot of nerd stuff going on.
Yeah, I said, do I get to leave? And you looked at me like, no.
I'm not a rude guy. I mean, you know.
I ask you, see, this...
See, see, she's going to do it.
I ask you a direct question, so why wouldn't you just give me a direct answer?
Because
it's not rude to say no. It's literally the answer to the question.
Rude. I was like, okay, if you want to hang out, but I'm warning you, it's going to be a whole lot of nerdy
So instead,
stuff.
you did some Warlock shit and started him-hawing about, it's nerd stuff and you wouldn't like it.
But CJ did not give her all the information that's going to happen. Like, it's going to be some nerdy shit. She said, I want to hang out.
No, I said, can I leave? In the way you hawed, I was like, is it going to interrupt the show if I leave?
Leave. You're not held hostage. You can
see, and then it gets extreme.
See.
Held hostage.
Oh my
Actually,
God.
I am. I'm blinking twice.
She's blinking so many times right now. Oh my goodness.
I appreciate the conversation, guys.
No, it was great. Thank you. Oh, I gotta press the button.
I feel like you just hit a bunch of random buttons.
That button didn't work, but we're back. We're back. All right.
Healing from all the stray bullets.
You're Wolverine, though. All right, so where'd you like to begin?
I don't know. Where you want to start, man? It was a good week of shows.
Good week of shows.
Except the Acolyte. Damn. Sorry, Acolyte.
Except the Acolyte. We don't have to talk about Acolyte. We never have to talk about Acolyte
No,
ever
I'm good
again.
on that. Yeah, I'm going to take it, what is it, Hideki Kojima. I'm taking his philosophy of reviews now. So if I hate something, I literally am just not going to talk about it. So that's how you'll know if I hate something. If the review is short, if I just literally be like, I watched the Acolyte this week.
Okay.
You know how I feel about it.
Okay.
I'm only trying to be positive. We're putting positive vibes out. So if it's negative, I'm not going to spend a bunch of time on negative reviews. So sorry, Acolyte.
You're the positive Warlock.
I'm trying.
Okay. All right. No reviews on the Acolyte. All right. You want to talk about the Olympics?
Oh, we talk some hoops. Yeah.
Hoopy hoops.
The Olympic Committee is actively destroying the chemistry of the Boston Celtics, and it's kind of funny to see. We have Jason Tatum on the team. Drew Holiday on the team. There's a vacant spot opens up because Kawhi, in the most Kawhi Leonard fashion, took the photos and decided he was going home. Man's the part-time superstar. And and then instead of Jaylen Brown getting the call that who you would think is the next guy up, Derek White gets the call. Interesting.
Very interesting.
Did they reverse that decision though? Since then, I think they said they're going to reconsider or maybe pivot for something. But interesting that they would open that can of worms and have a little infighting between the Boston players. Because Jaylen Brown obviously thinking he would be more deserving than his role player teammate, but I kind of see the vision though, because I see the argument of with the way the USA team is constructed, you already have a lot of on-ball superstars to score all your points, and you already have Jason Tatum and all these other assets. You might need somebody content to stand in the corner, take 4 shots a game, and just be a 3-and-D person while, Steph and LeBron and KD and, Booker and, whoever else is getting busy out there. Embiid, we got a lot of scorers. And I don't know if they need any more scorers and maybe some more role playing. Because even if you look back at the past Olympic teams, you'll see Tyson Chandler's and, like more role players than people you wouldn't think of like A-list superstars, but who are elite role players at their position. So I think that is where they were going. But, Olympic basketball is always interesting. It's always interesting.
How do you feel about the young Bronny James and just 3 points and 2 boards and 2 assists?
Yeah, they gotta chill, man. But when my phone buzzed for an alert for Bronny's summer league game, I was like, "All right, bro, you gotta leave me the fuck alone. I don't care about this." So, Bronny is not good enough for all this yet. He looks exactly what he should look like. He looks like a late second round pick playing summer league. He's not been terribly impressive for what I've seen. I haven't watched a lot of the film up close, but what I've seen him get his ankle snatched. I've seen some rough patches. But again, he's a young player. Summer league is. You don't take a lot away from Summer League, honestly. Summer League is the worst time to overreact about anything. Anthony Bennett looked like the GOAT during Summer League. So,
yeah, I remember those days.
Yeah, so let's
not go
Anthony
crazy. Bennett days. Woo!
And then, people like Wemby and Paolo struggle. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Summer League doesn't mean that much. It's just young players getting their first taste of that action. So, I mean, should be interesting. Should be an interesting situation.
Who do you think should start on Team USA?
I honestly, because I'm probably known by now as one of the biggest Embiid haters, but I would probably switch Bam for Embiid. Honestly, just you get a little bit more playmaking from Bam. You get some defense reliability. You don't get the foul baiting and the whatever else you're going to get from Embiid. Embiid, obviously, you're going to get superior scoring and offensive potential, but I'm a big Bam guy. I think Bam is underrated, probably one of the most underrated players in the league. But other than that, I think they got it right. LeBron still can play at the highest level. Yeah. Steph Curry, I think they made the right decisions there.
Okay.
Yeah, not too much going on. Like I said, Canada got they whooping. Giannis is out there. With Greece, everybody's representing, you know what I'm saying? It's cool. Although it is a big stretch that Embiid, who is born in Cameroon, is the starting center for Team USA. I'm just saying, but he's an American citizen, so
with the thickest accent you've ever fucking heard.
It just seems like a stretch. Like, shit. I'm sure there was another country you could have played for, but I mean, sure, man.
All right, let's move on to some good old hot D.
Hot fucking D.
Hot D.
Smoking on that Aegon pack. Fuck the Greens.
Fuck the Greens. The biggest fumbling, dumbling, stupid motherfuckers I've ever seen in the realm. Good old Westeros, man.
That man, Kristen Cole, failed up. Got the king burned in his first day.
Yep. So, you've all heard the reviews so far. This is like the latest review. But what do you think is going to happen next episode? And what do you predict for the rest of the season?
Next episode, we're going to get the aftermath of Rook's Rest. Like I said, there's a dead dragon. There's a dead badass old lady. There's a possibly dead king and a badly wounded dragon. I feel so bad for Sunfire, bro. Sunfire is like a golden retriever, a beautiful show dog. He looked all happy to see his master and owner. He's like, oh man, I never get to go out and fly. Yeah, where are we going? Then he gets driven right into a battle against one of the most fierce dragons. He wasn't about that life. He wasn't ready for that smoke. My man was like, where are we going, bro? And just gets folded immediately. Mm-hmm. The whole symbol of the greens of House Targaryen, that's why they changed the emblem from the black and red dragon of House Targaryen to the green and gold.
They I think the nigga was George. Who made the books?
George R. Martin.
He had a problem with the
Targaryen flag.
Yeah, saying it wasn't accurate and stuff.
They messed it up in the show and put 2 extra legs on the Targaryen flag.
I'm like, okay, whatever.
That, I mean, most people didn't notice, but I mean,
most people didn't.
But I mean, he wrote the books. It's his books. I mean, the books are all about the attention to detail. So I understand why he would take issue with it for a big budget TV show like that, who has millions of dollars to fuck up a detail like that.
I could let it slide. I would let it slide. Yeah, you got the aftermath of Rook's Rest. Do you think it'll get like another big battle before the season's over?
Yeah, we'll probably get maybe one more. I don't know, maybe not that big, but sure we'll. I don't know. It just depends on the pacing and how fast they're going to move through this story. I think they said they were going to do like 4 seasons, or that's what they're shooting for. So I think we might get one more battle. Maybe a small one. Maybe, like I said, I don't know. It just depends on how it's paced, how fast they move through. So which battle we'll get to next. But we got a few more battles, major battles in the Dance of the Dragons. So. Yeah, and the show's not really about the battles. You know, like it's great to have a good one, but the way even they handled the way they handled the Battle of Burning Mill was fine, because it's more about the story and the consequences and things like that than just seeing medieval battles. And they got to save the budget for the dragons.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So
which look great. All the dragons look awesome.
So you still got a couple more days till the new episode comes out.
Yeah, I'll say it should be good. Like I said, I love a good aftermath episode. Game of Thrones never fails with. There's never any bad episodes. You never feel like it's like a filler and nothing happened, because it's all these sprawling characters and moving pieces. So it's always going to be something good to chew on. So I'm excited to see how they take the story from here. You know, I'm no big fan of the Greens. Aegon is somewhat of a more complicated character than like a Joffrey, but still like deserve that. Yeah. Don't drunk drive your dragon.
Don't drunk drive your dragon. What's next? Boys. Well, before we get into the boys, we have to announce that the Penguin.
Yeah, the Penguin HBO got promotion, right?
Got a promotion.
From a Max exclusive to a real big boy HBO show. So hopefully they screened it and saw that it was awesome. And
yeah, it might be lit then. I don't think they're going to back some shit that's trash.
I like the Batman. It's coming from the same team, same creatives in the same universe. I'm with it. Like make the Penguin, instead of this goofy, cartoony character, like a real gritty crime, mob story. Like I'm with it.
Now I can see them, if this works out and they own a big time already, I can see them doing more shit with different characters, just making shows out of that. Now, if they can make that would be dope.
Yeah, I mean, but
like the reverse Sony Spider-Man shit.
Yeah, but you see how the Spider-Man. I hate when they just get greedy trying to spin out IPs and they're like, we could make a whole universe. Like, no.
If it's good.
If it's good, but
it's good.
It's only been good once. The Prime MCU. Every other time's been a shit show.
All it takes is one time.
All right, man. I just saw that. Man, we saw that Captain America trailer earlier, man. So I don't know, man. I don't know.
Okay, before we get to that, let's talk about the boys. So, do you think? I'm not going to say the R word, but Huey got abused again. this
back-to-back episodes got violated.
Yeah, isn't that the R word?
Yeah, absolutely. That was
okay. I'm like, bruh, this is kind of not cool, bruh.
Consensual. That's not your girlfriend.
But I'm like, come on, bruh. He just got a random shorty pregnant he never knew about, and what's gonna happen with that? Like,
I don't know, man.
What even happens in this universe when you get Orion, right? If a soup has a baby.
No, Ryan was the only one. He's the only natural born soup. That's why he's so special. Nobody else is born with it in their bloodstream. You have to get shot up with it.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, I don't know. I think it was just more of Huey getting violated. Maybe it'll be part more of a story arc of him continually getting violated and
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know.
That's
it's
a crazy story.
Lead to something. But I trust the Boys show because the Boys is a really solid, reliable show that usually follows through on the plot lines that they set up. So, not a perfect show, but The Boys has been reliably one of the better shows on TV since it's been out.
Right. A-Train is not going to make it out this season.
Yeah, he's absolutely going to die probably next episode. But
I was telling people on Facebook, like, nah, this whole redemption arc.
Yeah, he got a good redemption arc, though, because he was one of the worst characters, even from episode 1. So, see him come full circle. I think he's probably had my favorite arc of the season. I really love the stuff with him and MM all season, like him being the, his handler and him being the mole and the arc of A-Train becoming a hero, learning how to be a hero. Like the fact
that's the crazy. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, just the fact that he had never saved anyone before that.
That shows, like what you was about to say, that shows how much none of these niggas have ever done anything heroic.
They're not real heroes. They're just corporate.
They don't even know what it feels like.
Yeah, like they're just there for the bread and for the fame, and that all their stuff is scripted and fake. So that's why I was like, damn, A-Train, they've made a point to say he's been a hero for a minute. And it's like, you've never fucking saved. You have these amazing flash powers, and you never use them to actually save a person. You just out here getting bread and doing endorsement deals and shit. That's wild. But that's why The Boys is such a brilliant show, because it is a great satire on like what corporations would do to superheroes today. Like that's what the corporate culture of capitalism would do to superheroes. It absolutely is. And that's why it's such a brilliant commentary, and why the show is so much better than the comic that it is inspired from, because it's like more modernized to update to what capitalism has become, where it would corrupt all these things, even the Superman or a Flash or all these great heroes. It would all be used to line the pockets of shareholders and nothing else.
Quite astutely put. Thank you. So, how do you think Butchers, or does the comics dictate like what kind of bug or worm is inside him? Like what kind of powers does he have?
I'm pretty sure that's nothing from the comics. So like I don't know. It looks like it's some Venom type symbiote thing inside of him or something, but I have no clue. Butcher doesn't have this.
Apparently it has the personality of Kessler.
Yeah. Kessler is the personality of it. Love Jeffrey Dean Morgan, so it's great to have him in the show playing that role. But not sure, because that has nothing to do with the comics. That's the whole show creation. So no idea. But I do kind of like the arc that he's got some powers still, and it's gonna come out in a way. I'm worried about that diner he passed out in. I feel like he's gonna wake up and maybe have like killed everybody in that diner or something.
Oh,
He
shit.
passed out at the end and stuff like that. So, so I don't know. It's just interesting. That's a curveball. The show is strayed so far away from the comics at this point. I hope they're not taking much from them, honestly, and that's great because the comic's awful. It's not great. Not a great comic book. I have to remind people that all the time. The people who are complaining about the show this season, who are like, "Oh yeah, it's talking about us as conservatives now, and it's making fun of us. The show got woke, so I'm gonna go read the comic now." Good luck with that. That comic sucks.
Comic is insane.
Yeah, that comic sucks ass. Good luck. Go read that instead.
It's actually, the comic is more gory than the show.
It's 50 times worse and more problematic than the show in every way.
And we've seen on the show a nigga get came on from like a cannon.
We've seen somebody get exploded from inside their dick hole. And the comic is much worse.
Much worse.
If you can use your imagination for that.
We've seen some horrible shit. We've seen a baby with laser eyes kill people. We've seen murderous chickens. We've seen hero-gasm.
Yeah, just superhero. Yeah, the show is. I mean, that's the spirit of the comics. Like the spirit is like, this is the most extreme superhero comic you're ever gonna see. I think the comic worked too hard at that, and it'd just be like, let's just think of the most shocking scenarios we can, but didn't really think about the story they were writing around that. They were just trying to come up with scenarios to be like, how can we come up with Batman and Robin G'ing Catwoman in the Batcave or something like,
Christ.
which is a thing that happens with Tech Knight and his sidekicks and
Jesus, Mary. That's crazy.
or Starlight, you know, in the show, she's forced to kind of coerced to go down on the deep, but in the comic, she's forced to go down on like the entire 7. Like they're all lined up and drop their pants and just like, yeah, dog, this is how you get in the 7. Like you gotta, it turns to like a fucking porno. It's ridiculous. Comic is wild as shit.
Yikes.
Out of pocket in every possible way you can be out of pocket.
Yeah, I'm gonna be super upset when the boys go away. You only got 1 season left. Only got a few episodes left. With one episode left.
1 episode left, and then
one episode left from this season. Then it's over. But I think they're doing a season 2 of Gen V. So
yeah, Gen V. They'll do other spinoffs in the world.
yeah, they could do some spinoff like some X-Men shit. Do a whole bunch of spinoffs, which the fucking X-Men should do. But that's a whole nother
Don't
topic.
talk to me about X-Men right now. Fucking bullshit.
You already go ahead. You sound like you want to get something off your chest.
I'm gonna be quick with this
Okay.
because I had a whole rant about the Krakoa era and it ending, and the fear that the fan base of X-Men fans had are fears that this was a cynical attempt at corporate synergy because there's an MCU movie announcement coming, and whenever they do this, they want to synergize the comics, make them as simple to jump on for new readers as possible, no matter what the fuck was going on in the comics. So the X-Men were in a golden age of high-minded sci-fi comics that fans connected to in a way that they haven't since the Claremont days. And then it abruptly ended like a goddamn train wreck, so they can do this very safe from the ashes, put the mutants back to being hated and feared instead of having their own sophisticated culture and nation and all the issues with that. And it's just back to basic, boring X-Men. So X-Men #1 came out today, the big From the Ashes relaunch, and it's fucking sucked. And it was exactly as uninspired and boring as people predicted, of just another X-Men team going to do bullshit against the world that hates and fears. Like, it's the same X-Men stories we've seen for the past 20 years. We're back. We're back to what feels like an era where they cared more about the corporate synergy of other parts of their money-making machine, and they sacrificed the storytelling of the comics for it. And I just want to say fuck you to everybody who made that decision. And that's it. 5 out of 10. It's some talented creators, because I do like Jed McKay, and I like the artists that are on the book. So this isn't even a stray for the writer and the artist. I think there's a talented team.
Say nice things now. How about that? Say nice things.
I like Jed
about
McKay. I think there are talented people that have been put on the books, and I think they're going to do what they can. But I think their overall lack of inspiration and direction from editorial as a whole, Ed Brevert and the team of like the higher ups steering the ship, I feel like have put them in a dirty position of like, I need you to write the most generic X-Men stories for me. And they got awesome people to do it. And I don't blame those awesome people. When you get an opportunity to write X-Men for Marvel, that's a dream job for a writer. So like, I would take it and do your best with it. But this era feels like that Inhumans era. That era where they literally were just like, we can't use the X-Men IP because Fox owns the movie rights, so we're going to stop making X-Men comics.
Was that them trying to like, okay, we did it once, so we could do it again? Like, kind of cocky, trying to recreate X-Men. Like, we could just do X-Men again, rewrap it. Fuck it, we just do a bunch of weird people,
and it backfired on them. And it's known as one of the worst periods in X-Men comics. And I feel like this era reeks of that. It has all the vibes of like, we need the mutants to be generic and safe because they're going to be on the big screens now. We can't have them live on a living island and be immortals who have literally conquered death through mastery of their cultivation of civilization and community, of their powers, and how they've forgiven all the villains, like, and look, like have a new system of justice. And
we go through this system where we expose you to this rock thing, and we're going to mineralize it, and it's going to put it into some air shit. And you go through this process, and 1, you might get superpowers. 2, you might just fucking die.
Yeah, it's talking the Terrigen Mist.
Yeah,
that was so fucking stupid.
That's
it was
whack.
It was like a big cloud is going around threatening everyone on Earth. Isn't Storm on the X-Men? Isn't Storm on the X-Men?
Yeah.
Couldn't she deal with the Cloud? I feel like she could deal with the Cloud. I feel like somebody could deal with that. And they were just like, stop thinking so hard. We need to get the X-Men off the board. Like, and they did it, and it sucked. And we're back. We're back, baby. We got terrible costumes. We got teams that don't make sense. Why is Psylocke and Quentin Quire on the team? They have the same fucking powers. They have a black mutant young lady, Oya, a character I like. They renamed her Temper. So the young black lady is named Temper now. Like, she got a temper. Why did you I don't like this.
How did Juggernaut
rebranding.
make the main team though?
Juggernaut's been on the team before, but I don't like him on this main team either. Like, you're not a mutant, bro. Like, I don't. For the main rebrand of the main X-Men team, we're gonna have reserve a spot for a nigga who's not a mutant. Okay.
It's more like a.
And then for
wizard
whatever
or some
reason,
shit.
and I like Ryan Stegman's art, Cyclops looks like a 13-year-old boy in every drawing for some reason. And people pointed it out, and he was like, nah, this isn't young Cyclops, this is grown Cyclops. Like, why does he look 15? This is throwing me off. Like, he's supposed to be the grizzled leader, the dad, his wife's off in space, and like, why does he look 15 in every panel? Like, what is happening? Like, I hate this. They redesigned Beast to look like 80s Beast.
Yeah, I don't like that Beast design.
Yeah, it's like I don't love it, and he's not War Criminal Beast anymore, which is one of the weirder things that I didn't like in the Kirk Cohen era. Where it's like, lovable Beast, let's make him Dick Cheney. What? Why? Why would you do that? That's a weird decision. Let's make him the most unlikable war criminal, doing the worst things all the time. And it's just like, what? Beast? The lovable guy who's quoting Shakespeare and stuff? Yeah, he's gonna be the worst war criminal. And it's like, oh, okay, that's a choice.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I hate that they're in Alaska too. Like, we're gonna pick a base in Alaska, and even they ask, and the lady's like, "Why'd you set up here?" And it was like a weird response to it. He's like, "We had a paradise island, but that was taken from us, so now we must find the places
the
that no one
coldest
wants."
motherfucking
he's
place.
Like, we must go where the displaced go. Where it's something. It was dumb, and I was like, Alaska? Why? Like, nigga, like what?
Anchorage?
At least Gambit and them went to New Orleans. So like, I was like, man, we going. It's Mardi Gras. So yeah, I didn't mean to rant too much on X-Men #1, but
Hey man,
I love X-Men comics, and like we're getting done dirty again.
Speaking of X-Men, in 2 weeks, this is some bullshit.
I'm sorry for me to get excited. But
You're
MCU
not
stuff.
excited for the. I don't want to yell on these very expensive
It's
microphones.
the MCU, man.
Listen, you are excited.
When's the last good MCU thing you saw not named X-Men 97?
You are excited for Anthony Mackie.
I said that the tone of the trailer was good.
No, you said I'm excited for this. I want to go see it.
I said I'm down for it. I said I'm
gonna
down
go
to-
see
I
it
said
as
I'm
soon as
down
it
for it.
come out. I'm gonna be outside. I'm gonna be outside the movie theater when it come out. I'm gonna go
I
see
didn't
Anthony
even-
Mackie.
Look, I
his
didn't
real
even
name
like
is
Falcon and
Clarence. His real name is Clarence.
Look, Clarence. Look, man, he could do it. He could be Captain America. I believe in him.
I told you when I texted you earlier. What did I say? If this nigga, if he beats the Red Hulk in a fight, I'm no.
Nah, you gonna walk out the theater.
I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
Fucking yeah.
I already feel like Iron Man shouldn't lose a fight to 2 500-year-old men. But
And
they tried to be like, hey,
I will also preface, the trailer wasn't quite over when I text you that, because when they showed Red Hulk at the end, I was like, fuck. I was like, they had it because I liked it because it was the gritty Winter Soldier, like spy thriller tone.
You know why they had
And then
the
they
show?
showed me a poorly CGI'd Hulk man at the end. I was like, fuck.
You know why they did that? They kind of fucking had to, because this movie is going to be ass.
Now who's being negative? I was trying to be optimistic.
Ass.
I was rooting for the brother. We got a black Captain America.
That
man. I was trying
trailer, there's nothing to take from it looks like a bunch of cool shots. And this movie already had 1,000 reshoots.
Yeah, that worried. That's how I was like, ooh, you don't have that many reshoots when your movie's going great. you don't spend that much money on reshoots when your movie's like looking amazing.
Didn't they fire the director, fire the writers, and some more shit?
And then there's a controversy because they're gonna introduce Sabra in the movie, which is like
the
bad timing for that.
The Jewish,
the Israeli superhero. This is not a good time.
God,
not a good time. I don't know if you guys,
especially not that uniform, not that uniform with the.
And I almost guarantee that was some of the reshoots. I bet she had a proud Israeli flag, was waving that shit, and they was like, "Oh damn." Oh,
guys,
damn.
we should rethink this.
Yeah, oh damn. Let's get these reshoots going.
We should rethink this.
Yeah, let's change your costume and make it a little less Zionisty.
So are you excited for the Thunderbolts or you gotta see that trailer?
For anything other than X-Men
you kind of
97.
was like you was pissing me off earlier. It was just like, bruh, I want to see the movie. The movie look dope.
I said I'm down.
I was like, nigga, what? Nigga, what?
I'm down, but
if you don't want to see Deadpool 3, and Deadpool never had a bad movie.
Deadpool got a lot of weight to carry, man. He got a lot to do in this movie.
You're tripping. You are tripping. We'll see in 2 weeks, bright and early.
I want to be wrong.
You,
I want to be wrong.
Arm in arm, hand in hand. What you getting? You want some?
Right.
You want some popcorn?
I hate being right.
I got some popcorn. I got you with. You want an icy? I got you with icy.
Every time I'm right, it's about some bad shit. So I hate being right.
You want some Sour Patch Kids? I'll get you some Sour Patch Kids.
Look,
you want some pretzels?
I'm in there.
Okay. I'm just saying, you're excited about this
and also,
shit.
I'm more invested. I don't really, if that shit flops, it's going to be like, oh, another fucking flop in the MCU. But X-Men is my shit. I can't see them fuck up an X-Men related IP.
If they got fucking Gus Fring from Hermanos Pollo Locos.
Why he's playing Butternut? Why the fuck he eating that jump playing
he's
Spoon?
The main villain.
Yeah.
If this nigga can't get the fucking... He was already in fucking Star Wars. Now he over here doing the same shit.
Yeah, I don't. Man. All right, fine.
And Red Hulk.
This rain on my parade, man.
And Red Hulk.
And then people pointed out the CGI in the trailer. It's like, damn, bro, this shit ain't even close to finish, bro. Why are they doing this, bro?
When did they say it was coming out?
Marvel has become a money laundering operation. Marvel and Disney at this point. I'm keeping it real. Because the Acolyte, they said, had the same budget as fucking Game of Thrones. Ain't no goddamn way. Ain't no goddamn way that CW ass looking Acolyte show has
that Game of Thrones
$200 million budget. What did you? Ain't no way. Where did it go? Where did it go?
Was the Game of Thrones at its peak like 50 M's an episode or some shit like that?
Yeah, but you can see the budget in it.
Yeah.
Like Game of Thrones looks amazing. The locations,
the
costumes. They got me believing these motherfucking dragons are real things. Like they're throwing down with the budget. Like okay, and a great cast, and you're spending money on great actors. Yeah. I get it. Acolyte, no, ain't no way. You spent $100+ million on a show that looks like that. Like ain't no fucking way. Somebody pocketed $80 million of this budget, and y'all did no way. No way. I'm sorry. I'm calling bullshit on some of these Disney shows and these super bloated budgets. And then they're talking about, we cut the Wookiee fight in the first for budget reasons.
I wonder how much actors get paid out of like a $250 million budget movie. Like they get like 5 M's, 10 M's.
Depends on the actor.
Oh, okay.
I know Matt Smith's probably getting a bag for House of the Dragon.
Oh, episodes.
You can see his name comes as first in the tagging too.
Yeah, he's the most famous nigga here.
Yeah, he gets top billing.
It's kind of him. Yeah. You kind of come in to see Damon and Syraxis.
Yeah, so I was like get a nice bag for that.
Yeah, so shit. Yeah. Damn, what was we talking about? Oh yeah, the trailer. Yeah, I'm not as excited as you are. You was doing backflips and front flips.
Well, I mean, also don't like them revealing Red Hulk in the first trailer. I have a thing about
they had to.
They show too much in the trailers, bro. Even if we knew it was happening, like you got to show it all. But then
they had to get niggas to the theater, bro.
I feel like I've seen the movie now. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be him versus Butterknife in the first half of the movie, or whoever you know what I'm saying, the Blade lookalike nigga is with Giancarlo, and then second half of the movie, the president turns into Red Hulk. He somehow inexplicably beats Red Hulk because, as you pointed out, he should probably immediately be ripped in half if he gets in a conflict with the Red Hulk.
I don't understand.
And just has his head tossed across the
You better
lawn.
talk. You better talk Nujutsu this nigga or something.
But I want to see the black man succeed. I want to see Black Captain America thrive. So I'm gonna be optimistic until it's bad. It's likely to be bad, but you know.
Deadpool 3 comes out in 2 weeks.
It's got a lot of riding on his shoulders. I'm just trying to keep my expectations
tempered.
Wow. they've hurt me too many times recently. I watched all the episodes of Echo, nigga. You can't shame me. I've watched some bullshit that they put out. So
you're bulletproof now. Nothing can hurt you anymore.
My time is valuable. They wasted my goddamn time with a few series, so I'm good. We ain't doing that no more.
All right. Well,
we have to hold them to a higher count. If you keep watching everything they put out, they will never have an incentive to increase the quality of what they do. So you have to give them an incentive.
Well,
with your money. That's the only language they listen to. They don't give a fuck about what you're saying.
Well, I used to be excited about Marvel movies, but I'm not excited about most things.
Here's my last question before we wrap up: is what point did you stop getting excited about Marvel? About what?
Endgame.
Endgame, like after Endgame, like immediately, like you knew that was a crescendo, and like you couldn't get any higher than this.
Well, here's the thing, because it happens. It happens because, let's say Endgame was the super duper peak, and where were they supposed to go after that? Okay, we throwing top budget directors, top budget movies at projects. Okay, let's just throw some shit together. We doing shows now. It's a whole lot of shit going on now. Oversaturation. Too much shit going on. Corporate greed. Then you got Jonathan Majors. Then you got everything that happened since then. So
I'm gonna ask you, without trying not to get infuriated, but like, why the fuck do we have an Agatha Harkness show?
Because people like Agatha Harkness. It's not necessary. I'm not excited about it. I mean,
really?
People
You're not
like
excited
it.
about the Agatha, the side character?
People
from
like
the comics.
It might do something. It might have some connectivity to the show. They gotta have Wanda in it at this point. You gotta she's in it, dead, but we never really talked about a trailer. Did you see that trailer? Agatha trailer?
Yeah, it's I don't know. I guess it's fine.
That is CJ's breakdown of the Agatha Harkness trailer in about 7 seconds, everybody.
It has some interesting visuals, but I'm so not excited for the concept of making shows off of characters and shows and movies off of characters who don't warrant it. I sat through Madam fucking Web in a movie theater.
Nobody told you to do that. Nobody told you to do that.
But why did it exist? I'm mad. You know how bad that movie and things like this are? It makes me infuriated that money that was spent on that fucking movie could have been spent on something important. You should have fed orphans or some shit with that money, bro. That's how wasteful that movie was. It shouldn't even exist. It existing is a scourge upon humanity and capitalism.
He said a scourge.
It makes me angry about the society we live in, just based on how bad that fucking movie was. So why are we making full movies and greenlighting projects? Because Agatha Harkness had a viral song in one episode of WandaVision. I have to watch a whole fucking limited series.
I could watch Aubrey Plaza do anything.
I love Aubrey Plaza. She was amazing in Legion. Look, dog, no stray bullets. Again, actors and the people involved, talented people. But they're caught in this cesspool of capitalist greed. And I stopped caring about these projects when I realized these post-credit scenes didn't mean anything anymore and weren't leading to anything. They were just commercials for you to watch the next thing. And then the next thing was a commercial for you to watch the next thing. And it stopped being a story that was connective. And it was just a thing to get you into the theaters and to get your money. And then once that, they were just like, we don't really give a fuck. You're already in here now.
Bingo. That's why the Agatha Harkness show exists. And it's going to be out. And it might be trash.
Yeah, it's time for niggas to start getting fired.
And X-Men 97's new director.
Yeah, it's from What If, right? You sent me that.
Yeah.
Is to ruin my
And
day.
Thor Ragnarok, I think. Love and Thunder.
Yeah, no, the bad one. Not the good one.
The bad one. The bad
not the good one that everyone liked.
The bad one,
But the one that personally offended me. Yeah.
The one that I laughed my ass off watching. I was like, bro, they are not serious anymore.
Yeah, it's like, they're not even trying, bro.
They're not serious anymore, man. This shit is crazy.
Yeah, I think maybe Quantumania. I don't know which one broke me.
Oof. Well, Quantumania
Moon Knight, maybe around Moon Knight, where I was just like, yeah.
You with this Moon Knight shit.
Moon Knight's awful.
You with this Moon Knight shit. You okay? She-Hulk isn't that great, but it wasn't Moon Knight that broke you. It was Madam fucking Web that broke you.
I went into that dead. I was dead inside already. It's the only reason I even attempted
it was
that.
New Mutants that broke you because I know you watched that.
That was terrible, but that was a mess. I got caught up in the pandemic and like all that weirdness, but it was awful. New Mutants was horrific. That was a terrible movie.
Say something nice about it.
Shit.
Damn.
It was short.
It was short. Ah, damn.
And it doesn't have sequels.
It doesn't have. Damn. It had magic in it, though.
Wasn't portrayed great.
Speaking of magic, we're Warlocks. Thank you, everyone, for joining us on a new episode of Channel Orange. I was your host, LK, the Sun God himself. Dad had Poppy. I've been here with Puffco Poppy. And shout outs to our special guest today, Whiskey in the City. Also, in the background, eating some Raisin Canes, Novocaine. Tell us when you love them, gang.